Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the New World Treasure Map against Sanji and Frankie for the 11th anniversary Part 2 with the no new batch team. So in today's video, we're not utilizing any of the Part 2 or Part 3 celebration characters. Now, I did see a lot of people sort of reach out and say, hey, can you build teams with the rare recruits? Can you build teams with like the Luffy's or Sanji part? Fortunately, I just didn't have enough time to get around to that. So hopefully these teams give you guys a little bit of inspiration on what you can replace and what you can do with those particular characters, adding them to your final boss and your mini boss teams, because that's where you want to add your highest point boosters. You want to get as many points there and then sort of speed your way through the mini boss fights. I understand that, look, there's been a lot of summoning and like having the expectation of 3 Super Sugos and a regular Bash Legend. It's a lot. Like, it's definitely a lot to expect players to have. So I do understand that people aren't exactly in the best state when it comes to these teams. So hopefully, like I said, these no new batch teams help you guys out with some inspiration. So taking on the Intrusion fight first, we want to bring a friend captain, Roger Rayleigh-Gaban. This is the team, those are the supports. Let's dive on in. Now, you shouldn't have too many issues finding Roger Rayleigh-Gaban and the Rocks Pirates. I feel like a lot of people are summoning on the banners, so you shouldn't have too many issues finding these types of characters. So I don't really feel too bad about utilizing them as friend captains because it is such a big celebration. On a regular treasure map, I do my best to try and build teams that can cater towards not finding the newer legend, because it's just a lot harder without everybody and his dog actually summoning. So as you can see, on stage 2 we get paralysis, we get poison, and we get burned. We're going to hang on to the poison. We do need to remove the paralysis though, so that's where Crocodile comes into play. Crocodile's going to give us an attack boost to our Cerebral and our Driven characters, and then he also gives you a chain boundary. We also get the threshold set to 0 because of the Roger Rayleigh-Gaban friend captain. So as you can see there, pretty simple getting through that. We're not going to worry about the bleed because unless you have Stussy, there's really no way through the bleed. So it is what it is. We're going to get special bound on our crewmates, but Zoro obviously removes that. So does Roger Rayleigh-Gaban, so we're not overly worried there. There is 10 turns of damage reduction. So there's a lot of damage reduction going on. We get poison sockets. Caesar can remove that poison, as well as the poison sockets, which is great. Can't use his double special activation stunt. What the hell are you doing? We're going to use the Zoro special for an orb buff. That's going to give the Mihawk support to trigger to remove 3 turns of damage reduction. Then we can use the double special activation of York to completely remove the damage reduction. Fortunately, we don't have a ship that gives recovery orbs matching, but like, look, it doesn't matter that much, if I'm being honest. You probably use York down the bottom there, so that way you don't have to worry about the matching orb shenaniganry. Frankie and Sanji, they don't really do too much on this particular team. They're obviously just the, they're just the 1.4 times booster. And as you can see, just sort of doing a double tap situation, it allows you to just easily take out this particular fight. You have a lot of chain buffs. You have chain boundary stuff. So yeah, it works out quite nicely. So that's the team, and doesn't use any of the newer batch characters. Crocodile's obviously replaceable with another paralysis remover. York and Sanji, Frankie are the 2 characters that you want to bring because they are the 1.4 times boosted units. So just be mindful of that. So let's use some of these cards so that way we can get our Chopper Man missions done. And we can just make our way to the end nice and smoothly. I don't really care about fighting anything along the way. I just want to sort of get to the end. So football's on tonight, so I'm trying to rush just as much as possible, and I'm really hoping that these teams actually work. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys are running for this particular treasure map. And we also got announcement today, the info is up on the channel already, that we are getting another anniversary exclusive in Dragon for the Kazuna. Now, this does make sense why they left out anniversary exclusives on the Part 3 banner, because they obviously had this in their back pocket, and they were sort of saving the anniversary characters for this particular banner. But all in all, like, another anniversary exclusive to wrap up the 11th anniversary, bruh, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. I really wish that, like, we weren't doing that, but at the end of the day, like, it is what it is, and the character's not super illustrious, so you could probably skip the character. But let's move on to the mini-boss fights now. We are rocking double Atlas for this particular fight. Realistically, you can just use any int captain. You do want to bypass bind on this particular quest, so the Sanji and the Frankie are the recommended characters. Treasure Map Blackbeard is another very, very good option. or you can just do what I'm doing and utilize Toki. I've included Blackbeard on the team just in case I stuff up somewhere along the line and I forget to use the Toki ability. But if you use the Toki ability on your captains, being the 2 Atlas characters, they get a 1.25 boost, but any strong in-captain will work. It does not have to be Atlas. She's not really providing anything besides just being a massive hit stick. She obviously is an in-captain, which is great, and she can override... I think she overrides all buffs, I think. Or attack boost. I think she overrides attack boost, so you can just get more damage with her special output, but it's really not that essential at all. Blackbeard can give you chain boundary as well, so he's there as an extra damage dealing unit. But at the end of the day, like I said, I just included Blackbeard on the team just in case I forget to utilize the, what's it called, special? The Toki special. Moving on to the Green Bull fight now, we are using double Frankie with our captains. And we are running Sengoku. We're using the Sengoku strat. It's a fantastic way to speed your way through treasure map fights. You get a 4 times attack and orb boost to any selected character. So you just basically want to have a character that has type advantage, that is getting like a 1.25 or higher boost, and then Sengoku is just going to allow them to hit ridiculously hard. Another thing you can do as well is utilize the Izo Kiku wave clearing shenanigans to get a chain lock, or you can use the Akane support on Sengoku. Either of those will actually work. We're utilizing the Shiroshi character here. She gives you a full board of rainbow orbs at the start of the quest. She also has access to the Mihawk support, so sets defense to 0 on the final stage, because realistically, all you have to do is bypass defense up, and then you also have to deal with block orbs and super bomb. So they want you to use bluegrass here. But for myself, I'm just not gonna bother. I'm just gonna tap. Frankie's great too, because he can remove the defense up with his captain ability, as long as you have barrier pen. But we're just gonna absolutely blast our way through that stage thanks to the Shiru support. The Mihawk support. You do want to have one of every color on the team, so that's why we had Zoro for wave clearing. We had the quick unit in Izo Kiku, the int unit which was Shiroshi, and then obviously the Sai unit that is Sengoku. So moving on to the next fight, we are utilizing Crocodile as our captain. But what I'm actually going to do here is I'm actually going to flip this around. Something that I totally forgot about with Crocodile. Actually, wait. Something I totally forgot about with Crocodile is that Crocodile does like entry damage, so it makes the run a lot slower. So we definitely don't want to use Crocodile as the leader. We're going to use Carrot and Nami as a captain. They're another 1.25 booster, but again, like, they're just here as a placeholder. Like, you can easily run Robin Koala as your captain here. They're the character that is going to work the best. They want you to use York on this fight, but obviously we're going to be using York on the final stage because there is Nullify potential abilities and Hunger. So if you bring a Hunger potential ability, you actually can't use it because it gets nullified. So bringing recovery orbs is the way to go about it. And just using character like Bonnie allows you to start the quest with a full board of recovery orbs, and then you can just use wave clearers to bypass turn 1 and bypass turn 2. Moving into the final stage, there's 3 turns of paralysis, so the Bardo support on Robin and Koala works really, really well. And then utilizing the Robin Koala special is actually going to remove the barrier that Garp has as well. Garp's weak to cerebral characters, so that works out pretty hunky-dory. You can also use Carrot and Nami's swap abilities to get yourself some recovery orbs as well. But again, just having a character that can start the quest with recovery orbs, like Treasure Map Bonnie's one option. There's like rare recruit Nami characters that do it. I believe there's Sanji characters that can do it as well. There's plenty of characters that start the quest with recovery orbs, and that's just going to be the best way to get to bypass it without utilizing York, or a character that can rotate recovery orbs with their special. So yeah, moving on to the Akane fight now. Basically, if you have 5+ Mihawk and 6+ Zoro from the latest Super Boss Kazuna, this fight is just free. You can make it faster, obviously, but at the same time, like, don't fix what's not broken and just utilize what you have in front of you. Like, it's super simple. All you got to do is bring a character to trigger their Zoro EX, or Zoro Super Type, I should say, which Hiyori does, Usopp does on this particular team, and that way you can wave clear turn 1 with the Super Type, and then you can use one of your Zoro specials to wave clear turn 2, and then on the final stage, you actually get your crewmates reversed by 2 turns. So then utilizing the other Zoro is going to get that cooldown. You get an attack down at 70% with any orb that isn't rainbow orbs, which is very annoying, and the special bind, so Zoro bypasses that. As you can see, you get the increased damage taken, all that fun stuff. You get the orb buff. Mihawk removes that very pesky debuff, and then you just tap and win. And it's just free. You have a full board of Wano orbs thanks to Hiyori as well, so you are doing a lot more damage, as long as you remove that pesky debuff that Mihawk puts up on the other side of the field. So beautiful, that's the mini-bosses. That was the Intrusion. The Intrusion worked quite well. I am a little bit nervous for the final boss fight, because stage 2 does seem like a little bit of a bitch. I'm not going to lie. The Green Bull unit might need to be replaced, and I definitely want to do that. That's something that I totally like glossed over when I was team building. So this is the team we're going to run. Look, if you have any territory remover, you can replace Kobe, as long as they're boosting the God Valley Pirates. And you could easily just run Green Bull as a captain. He is technically a rainbow-based captain, but Kobe is a territory booster if he is the captain. So that's literally the only reason why I have Kobe at the top here. Remember, the friend captain is going to be the God Valley Rocks Pirates. They boost Powerhouse and Striker characters. So the downside here is that we wanted to bring York and we wanted to bring Sanji and Frankie because they're 1.4 times boosters. In a real sense, if you guys are worried about damage, you can basically just replace the Sanji and the Frankie unit. They're realistically not doing a whole lot on this team. They give you overheal mechanic, which can trigger the EX of the Rocks Pirates, but other than that, they're realistically not doing diddly squat for the team. So what we're going to do on turn 2, we're actually going to utilize the Rocks Pirates now. That's going to remove the damage nullification and gives us tandem orbs and Semler slots, so we don't have to worry about the attack down. Then we can actually use the Green Bull special. Green Bull's actually going to extend their orb boost into the final stage, which is actually very handy and give you a very, very small chain boost. Very, very small. It's only 0.2. You still need to be above a 2.5 times chain, so just be very mindful of that, and tap with your striker characters last. Ideally, tap with your Rocks Pirates as the last unit. Once you get the overheal mechanic, you get the EX of the Rocks Pirates. That's going to allow you to just get 50% more damage to your strikers. And again, remember, just tap with your strikers last. That is definitely going to be the play here. So ideally, you want to hit all your perfects as well. So maybe bring a ship. That is going to make that a little bit easier. But as you can see, just with the striker character resistance down, it is going to help you out a butt ton. But again, if you just bring another chain boosting unit over Frankie Sanji, just that's a massive chain boost, like, you're going to be absolutely fine. Frankie Sanji's big reason they're here is for the Zora support. That removes the stun on this final stage. We then have Hina to remove the attack down. She gives us an attack boost to our striker characters and our cerebral units. Namely, we want to use it for our strikers. And then we can use Kobe to override the territory. The territory is literally not doing anything for us. It's literally just here to override the enemy territory. So there you guys go. That is the No New Batch team taking down the New World treasure map for the 11th anniversary part 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully it gives you guys a little bit of inspiration for your own teams to take down this particular quest if you guys have some high boosters. But that's going to wrap up the video. Like I said, belt like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Let's